What's up, everybody? So today I'm going to be showing you how to install wheel lights. These are our new bands. They're adjustable, so you can set it to the size of the rotor instead of it being like a set, 15 or 17 inches. And then I'm going to be using, if you can see here, the new 5-row strips. I've load tested them and everything, and it all checked out. So now I'm going to be putting some on my personal truck, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited to do this and to finally show you guys how to do the install on the new wheel lights. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, so I've got the strips laid out here. I'm going to be doing 10 rows on the outside, so it'll be single-sided. Some people like to do them where they put them on the inside as well in here. But for me personally, I don't have any powder or anything under here. So really all it would be doing is lighting up the brakes. So for me, it doesn't make sense. I also sometimes put 20-inch stocks on here. So, if you have a bigger diameter band, then you can't put, anything less than a 20 or a 22, or just depends on how big you make it. But me personally, it's just not practical. So I'm just going to do the double row on the outside and hug it tighter to the band. As you can see, here are my old quad rows, but we're gonna be taking those off and replacing them with the new ones. All right, so a lot of you probably won't have to do this, but for me personally, I'm gonna have to take these old ones off. So I've just got, my drill bits here, and I'm just gonna drill out the rivets in the back, as you can see, holding them on. So I'm gonna have to rivet or drill those all out, and then I will come back to you guys. All right, so I've gotten all of them off, as you can see. So the next step is taking this band, and you're going to adjust it to the size you want it to. Take some vice grips and clamp it down. So as you can see, sorry, it's hard to hold it and hold the camera, but as you can see, it's the perfect, size to go right around my rotor. That's how I want it, or that's how I like it. Obviously, there's still more. If you want to make it bigger, you can. That's perfect size for me, so I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to drill a couple holes through there and rivet it together. All right, so as you can see, I just drilled one hole here. I'm gonna put the rivet in it and rivet it down. Now I'm going to drill another one. Make sure you clean off any debris, whatever you want to call it, because it can affect the rivet, may not clamp down as well. It's not a huge deal, but just helps. Clamp that one down, and now you've got your band put together. All right, so I want to go ahead and put all 4 of my bands together, making them about the same size. As you can see, I've got my mounting brackets here. So next thing I'm going to do is we're going to put this over, and then I'm going to take a mounting bracket and put it on there, and then I'm going to use a vice grips and clamp that down. Sorry, it's hard to do this one-handed while filming, but let me show you. So actually what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and clamp that on and drill it and put a rivet on it, and then set it over that, so then we can, line this one up first and then do a few of the others. All right, so I went ahead and got this top one in, as you can see. So now it's kind of on there. I just put a rivet through here and then one on the back here. So now I'm going to go ahead and kind of lay out where I want the other mounts on here, and then drill the holes and rivet them as well. All right, so I've got the top one on. I got one down here on and one down here on, and it's already pretty solid. I mean, it's not budging, but I'm gonna go ahead and put another one right about here, So how I'm doing this, I'm taking the mount and putting it under, well, if I could do it. And then I'm finding an open spot here on the back. So that's pretty, sorry. So that's a pretty good spot here. I pre-drilled a few holes in this one, but you know, I can get my drill in there easily. Maybe go down a little bit more, so a little more spread out. But as you can see, I can get my drill in here pretty easily. So now I'm gonna take my vice grips and I'm gonna clamp it down right there. So sorry, I know this is terrible filming, but I'm trying to do it all one-handed. But yeah, now I'm gonna vice grip this down and then I'll come back. All right, so as you can see, just put the vice grips on. Now I'm going to come back here. Like I said, I pre-drilled holes. You do not have to do this. It just makes it a little bit easier in my opinion. So now I'm gonna take my drill and I'm gonna go back there and drill 2 of those holes out so that I can put rivets through. So I'm gonna drill that and then show you what it looks like. All right, so I drilled out that very bottom one. So now all I'm gonna do, stick my rivet in. Now I'm gonna rivet that down and then I'll probably drill out this top one so that just a little more stability. All right, so as you can see, got both of those in. Still have the vice grips up here. So now I'm gonna take my drill and drill a hole right here and rivet down the mount to the ring. If it would focus. All right, so as you can see, just drilled out that hole. Now I'm gonna stick my rivet in. Now I'm gonna do, really one's enough, but I'm gonna put another one in here just to be safe. Right about there, and then this ring will be completely mounted on. All right, so the ring's completely on there, all just riveted down. As you can see, I mean, it's solid as can be. So now the next step is to wrap the light strips on. All right, so now that everything's mounted, I've got my strips here. So as you can see, I've just got them laid out. But what I'm gonna do is take the 3M tape off the back and start to stick them on there. And then we'll come back through with some zip ties and really hold them on good. So I'm gonna start taking this tape off and sticking them on. Oh, and also, I already have my wiring ran since I'm just replacing them. So I just kind of lined it up right here. Some people like to do this last, or on top, I guess, because it may overlap a little bit. I like doing it to where this is down, because as you can see, there's a little gap here. So then when it gets to the end, I know that there will be LEDs over that. You know, it's preference really. It may be easier to do it where this is on top, but you know, I want to make sure that I'm getting the max light coverage that I'm getting. But like I said, as you can see, there's my wiring already. So if you're replacing it, you'll just kind of make it to where it lines up with that. If you're putting them on brand new, then you know, somewhere towards the top. All right, so I just put on the 3M strips, or took the sticky off the back so that I could put on the strip. I really don't think it would go anywhere if I left it like that, but it doesn't hurt to have zip ties. You know, it's a little bit of insurance. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some zip ties on this and make sure it's secured down, and then move on to the wiring. All right, so I put 6 zip ties on here, 2 right here, and then just 4 kind of spread out, 1 down here, 1 here, 1 there, 1 there. Nothing crazy, just, you know, insurance. So now to get to the wiring, I'm just gonna take these. Remember, on your fronts, you do have to turn, so you need to leave a little extra. So I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna cut them off the same length. Gosh, if I can get them. But I'm gonna take them, you know, to about right there, cut them both off the same length, and then put them into a butt connector, and then connect it into here. So I'm gonna cut these off and strip them, and I'll show you. All right, so now I've got them cut and twisted together. Now I'm just going to take a butt connector, put it on each one, and then crimp it to the wires that I already have ran. All right, so I've got them crimped on there. Now I'm gonna hit them with a little heat to make those a watertight connection, And then you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna cover them with some black tape as well. Just, I think it's a cleaner look so you're not seeing the, wires coming out when you're looking under the truck. All right, so I heat shrunk it down, put some black tape over it. All you can see is black and red right there a little bit. But we're good to go. So that's how you install it. The only thing that's, the wiring piece of it, you just need to run an individual wire up into your wireless module if you're using our system or wiring system. But yeah, so that's how you tap them in there, and then you'll just run the wires. Obviously this is already connected, so let me turn these on and I'll come back to you. All right, so this is them on. Let me see if it'll focus. As you can see, 10 rows, single-sided, and they are extremely bright. So I'm excited to finish these up. I'll try to get some pictures in the end of this video or another little clip of all of them done and on at night. So thanks for watching. All right guys, so after watching that video and putting it all together, there were a couple things I wanted to clarify. First thing was the drill bit size. So 3/16 drill bit is gonna work best because that's exactly the size of the rivets. So I've got one, out of the drill as well, just to show you. But yeah, 3/16 is what'll work best for that. For the rivet gun, obviously I have an electric powered Milwaukee one. You do not have to use this. I also have a handheld one here. I use this when I get into tighter spaces just because, it's only that much, as to where this one's got a lot bigger head on it. So, the handheld one works too. You can pick them up pretty cheap at like Harbor Freight, or, hardware stores, anything like that. You can get a rivet gun. And then with the bands, I didn't do a great job of showing you placement. So on the wider bands, like for the 10 rows, you want to put it up against the edge where the, well, maybe not this one, but where the mount comes out in the middle, like that, if you can see. So you don't have to, you could do the edge, but in my personal opinion, it's just when it's in the middle like this on these wider bands, it's better, a little more sturdy, which obviously go on the inside like that. But, just to show you, put them towards the middle on the wider bands, and then I'll show you an example. So like here is what would just be a double row. So those you can go, obviously, put it in the center of the mount. It's just for the wider bands, I think it works better. For these, obviously, you're gonna have to put it like that so it can get in the middle. But cover those. And then the last thing was the wiring. Obviously, I already had my truck wired, but as you can see, you'll have the hot and your ground. And with the 10 rows, I'm hoping to get kits out for all of them. It'll have the plug and play, where it's just like this, and you can, plug it in, screw it down, and then you'll just run one of these from each of the wheel lights, and then you'll have a splitter that would be a 1 to 4. Now that's for the 10 rows. Now for any, I don't want to necessarily say lower level, but ultras or high intensities or just standard white, you can daisy chain them. So those will come with just a roll of about 40 feet of wire, if I'm not mistaken. And that way you can just daisy chain the rear together, and it'll just come with a single function controller. Like I said, I'm trying to get some, kits together and work it out to where I can have the multifunction controller where it'll, strobe and do that kind of stuff for the lower level kits as well. But for right now, they are just a single function. So like I said, for the lower ones, you can daisy chain them, from the rear, tie them together, and then just run one hot and ground up. But for the 10 rows, you do need to run a separate, wire for each, because they draw more voltage and amperage. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to clarify some of those things. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out. You can DM us on Instagram or Facebook. You can DM on TikTok too, but I'm not on TikTok a whole lot. At Turboed Industries, send us an email, support@turboedindustries.com, or reach out. We have a contact us form on our website. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help you guys, and I appreciate you watching. I'm going to link some pictures / videos of my truck at night now.